Looking good here right now, but there is rain and snow coming, and it is already starting over there. So we gotta get ready for that. All right, me and Rose are getting close to going back to camp. It looks like it's snowing or raining at our camp a few miles from here. But we've been in this other field of chips and flakes and parts of everything. Just that there had to be a big Indian village here. It's flat. There's just thousands of things. Rose found this, which is clearly some kind of tool. It's got a very sharp point on the end, very flat on one side, round on the other. And I just found this other arrowhead almost completed, but then it looks like they gave up on it. Almost completed right there. They're putting the notch there. The one here, I don't know why they quit. I think it was going a little bit off to the side there. But we're still finding a lot of nice stuff everywhere we walk. This goes on for acre after acre of flakes and chips. The ground literally covered with them. All right, I'm gonna come down here and look in this part down here to have that structure there. There's definitely shelves in there, some kind of a hole there. This is all man-made wall. It goes out here into an opening into the wetlands, so I'm sure this is Indian hunting blind. Like I said, it can't be from settlers and stuff, because they would have left stuff. There's nothing here that isn't natural. There's nothing here that wouldn't have been with the Indians. There's no cans, there's no tin, there's no tools, there's no junk. Nothing. Just those walls and a place to hide here right along this wetlands. See what we find next. All right, Rose and I back here hiking. This is maybe 4 or 5 miles from where we're camping, going along this wetlands here, right down through this whole thing, going down there for a few miles is this wetlands, and we come across something here. I've been checking it out. I'm sure this is probably an old Indian hunting blind, because the water's much lower than it used to be in the past, but the water would come right up to this thing. This is definitely a human-made structure. Got something here, and it goes all the way down through here. You can see where all that is there. Let me try to go around the other side. But I'm sure this is made by Indians in the past. See all this structure here. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. We've got all this structure here that is built on what would have been right along the wetlands. The water would have come right up to here. So I'm thinking this is an Indian hunting blind. First, Rose thought this was by settlers or people in the late 1800s, early 1900s, just coming here. But anywhere there were settlers or people, mining camps, anything like that, you had trash, you had tin cans everywhere. There's none of that. There's nothing that isn't natural or made by, I'm sure, Indians. They got these structures here. I don't know what this was. It almost looks like it would be a chimney, and there's a shelf down in here. But that's not an open fire pit or anything. Rose and I found this perfect arrowhead. Absolutely pristine. You don't find ones out here just digging, looking around in the wild that nice. The edges are still sharp. The point will still go straight into your skin. It's very sharp, pointed, perfect. You're not allowed to keep any artifacts or Indian material here, so we're gonna have to put it back down right where we found it. But that's, I believe it'd be a very unusual find. It's absolutely pristine. It's as sharp as the day they made it. You can literally cut your skin with it. Going back where it came from. Okay, we're still looking. Found an area here with just flakes and chips off arrowheads and spears and stuff they were working on. Just literally everywhere right here. And just in this one area, found this partial area arrowhead. Not quite finished. Put that back here. Here's another one that was being made. It's going to be a big, nice one. Had to work, but it broke over. You can see it broke a little too much when they were chipping it. And they discarded it. It's going to be a nice arrowhead. Hide that in there. Alright, let's look some more real quick. Here's another area with a lot of chips. A lot of pieces up on this ridge. Found this other one. Worked on and never finished. Really nice looking one too. Throw it back in there. So we have found a lot of artifacts, a lot of chips. We found an old miner's pick, or maybe somebody had been looking for rocks or something up here. We have found a lot of stuff. We've had a good time. We're camped down there. We've had no Starlink for a week or so. There's no service whatsoever out here. There's no telephone poles. There's no nothing. And Starlink shut us down, and I got to get to where I can get internet from another source so I can get my Starlink turned back on. But it's been great. It's been beautiful. Lots of artifacts. A lot of fun. We were going to stay for another week, but now we got to move on because these storms are coming. We got no way to even check the weather. We can't get caught up here. I think we're at 6,000 feet or something like that, and there are winter storms coming. Alright, I found this big thing here that they were clearly working on. This is chipped all the way around like they were going to make a tool or a spear or something. Then I guess it didn't go well. They gave up on it. But the Indians were definitely working that. Hey Rose, look it, come here.
What do you got?
Look at this old,
Oh.
like miner's pick or something.
Wow.
Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody was up here prospecting or mining or something.
Is there gold out here?
No, I don't think so. Well, all right. Well, we'll leave it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got something else.
What else you got?
Another one. There, this is one they were making. Look at that there where that was.
Oh, yeah.
It was chipped. This where it was going to go into the arrow, but it broke off over here and they quit. That's pretty neat.
Oh, yeah.
Throw her back down there. Alright, today we're going to make some homemade or camp-made beef stew. We got potatoes that we picked from our garden before we left our cabin. We got carrots from our garden, beef from the store, onions from our garden. Gonna get all this together and make some delicious beef stew because it's a cold day. Okay, so we got everything cut up, and we got the stew in the pan here. Very windy, cold day. It was 32 this morning, but this will be good. We're gonna let this sit here at a high simmer for about an hour and a half or longer. And then we're gonna let it sit for a couple hours. Then this afternoon when we're ready to eat, we'll warm it up and let it stew a little bit. And it'll be great. Windy day, cooking in the tent. Beautiful day outside, except for very windy. But we love to cook in the tent because it gives us a lot of space, a lot of room. Be cooking and doing what we have to do, and we'll eat in here later. Okay, so the stew's starting to stew now. We got everything in it. We got potatoes, carrots, and onions from our garden before we left our cabin. For the 6-month trip, we brought all the fresh vegetables we could. So we got the potatoes, carrots, onions, beef in here. I just put in some red wine vinegar. We got herbs from our garden, salt and pepper. Should be delicious in a few hours. Find out. Okay, we've been about 20 minutes here and this is starting to boil. I just want a real light boil and to simmer. And we'll steam off a lot of this liquid and it'll be a nice thick creamy beef stew in a couple of hours. We got enough here for 2 days because in a couple more days it's going to be in the 20s at night, the 40s in the daytime. Come out and warm this up. Yeah. Okay, the wind's still blowing, but the stew's been simmering for an hour and 45 minutes now. A nice light simmer. We're done with it now. And when we're ready to eat this afternoon in 1 or 2 hours, we'll come out here, heat it up again for a half hour, maybe 45 minutes, get nice, thick, and juicy. Rose and I have been out hiking. We're coming back for the stew now. It's all simmered down thick. ton of beef in it. Just warm it up this last time, heat it up, bring it to a simmer. Camp beef stew. Okay, the stew's almost ready, but the wind is coming. Tent is rocking. But we got it secured down. At least we hope so. Stew's almost ready. Okay, the stew's ready. Wind's cooking. Stew's hot. Pretty cool day for some hot stew. Okay, so it's still windy, but the stew's all gone. And it was delicious. Well, we're not looking for these artifacts. We found a lot of great stuff. Just an absolutely pristine arrowhead. It was really, I think, unusual to find one that sharp with a perfect point. You could literally stab yourself with it. You could cut your skin with the edges. But like I said, the storms are coming. We're camped down there. We got to get ready to leave and leave tomorrow, because the day after tomorrow, the last thing we heard there was going to be a big storm coming, and we can't find out anymore, so we can't take a chance on getting stuck here. So we're going to get ready to move on.